Alright, guys, I'm live. Somebody just walked up in front of the car. Now that I'm live, somebody walked up to give you guys something to look at, I guess. Okay. Right in front of me, too. Alright, I'm live and in action. Let's see if anybody wants to come in and chat it up on a Friday night. I'm just sitting here not making money. I made a total of $21 tonight on the app. I used to sit in this neighborhood that I'm in right now on a nightly basis, every few nights out here, and make some good money. I've been in this neighborhood today, made $21 out here so far today, guys. I've been on since around maybe 7, something like that. A day in the life. Good to see you, Sharita. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm just sitting out here tonight. You know how I do, doing the delivery thing, but they don't let me do this anymore. I've been out here in Florida now for about 2.5 weeks. I make no money. I make no money doing the deliveries no more. I had a couple interviews this week, so wish me luck. We'll see how those things go. But as of right now, I'm still dependent on deliveries and the donations that have been coming in from you guys. But I'll wait to talk about that until people get in here. But how are you, Sharita? Okay. Mkima, welcome in. I'm out here tonight working. You guys see Teslas over here all lined up. I'm praying you get one of the jobs. Yeah, me too. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's really needed. Prayers right now because I'm literally losing everything as we speak. I just lost one of my bank accounts because of this stuff, man. It was overdrawn. I could have never in a million years imagined I would lose that account. That it would be overdrawn for as many days as it was. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the worst time. This reminds me of 2000. I went through the same thing in 2020. What about yourself? How you holding up out there? I forgot what state you said you were in, Sharita. Mkima. I always mess your name up. Mkima. What state are you in? Mkima, you come in a lot, man. I see you here a lot. Were you interested in also being a mod? Because you pretty much make every you get in here on every live, and people like that I like to mod up. You've never done anything in here that made me feel like you couldn't be a mod. Would you be interested in being a mod? Okay, Texas. All right. Oh wow, yeah. I heard about the gang stalking out there in Texas. Hit the like button when you guys come in. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, guys. Help me out. Let's get this. Let's try to get this. Make this a big live. I'm out here working again, and they're suppressing me. They've been suppressing me for weeks. I haven't made money out here. I've pretty much lost everything. Nothing is paid. So it's about to be a whole a new life reset. I'm about to go back to the Stone Ages. So let's try to hit the like button. I'm trying to get this thing monetized up and try to see if I can start making a few dollars off of this YouTube because I'm not allowed to work anymore. So if you guys hit the like button, it'll at least help the help the channel grow. It's pretty bad out here. Yeah, I was in Houston a couple years ago. They gang stalk. Appreciate you putting that Cash App up. Because boy, do I need it, and it's been working. You know, some people have really been looking out. At least helping me keep afloat. You know what I mean? It's hot out here in Florida. You know, trying to keep the car charged up so I can have air conditioning. I'm using all my charging just sitting in the car. You know, trying to stay cool, not even working. Like right now, they just got me out here sitting. They love it. You know, just out here sitting and doing nothing. It started out okay during the day, but I told you at night they don't let me dash anymore. Once the nighttime comes around, that's it. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that. I'm not gonna do it right this second because I don't want to mess up the live. But you sent me something. I really appreciate that. That'll help. What you guys have been doing has been helping to kind of like make up for a lot what I've been losing out here. You know what I mean? Somewhat. I just need to I need a break. I need some kind of I need something good to happen right now because it's just been nothing but losing everything and bad news and all bill collectors. It's been really bad, but I'm not gonna get on here just whining and complaining. I just want to talk to you guys tonight. At this point, I'm just hanging loose, man. I done lost everything. I lost everything. I lost my money. The government has decided to not let me participate in the economy anymore. So at this point, man, it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's not. Everything's gone. You know, or at least on the verge of losing everything. Right there, I'm already starting to lose stuff. Like I said, I lost my most important bank account today, and that was pretty tough. Let's see. But I appreciate you, Sharita. I'm gonna check that in a second. I need to put Cash App on one of these other phones. So anyway, I'm gonna stay in this area that I'm in until 12, and then I'm gonna go hit the big city tonight, late night, and see if I can work into the morning. But it seems like it doesn't matter where I go. It's all the same. They just got me all boxed out, you know. So hopefully that Let's see, Nev248. What's going on? Welcome in. I think that's a new name. I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome in. He said, yes, that happened to me last year. What happened to you last year? You said you lost everything and all of that, dealing with the. You said you're NYC dealing with the stalkers heavy here. Yeah, NYC, Texas. These are some of the more heavily gang stalk places that most people talk about. If you really pay attention to these lives and when you're online watching gang stalking stuff, a lot of the people that you see um, speaking about gang stalking or in the comments talking about it, they're usually like in New York, Texas, Florida. You know what I mean? These big states. I don't hear much about some of the smaller areas out here too much. So maybe that's something that we can think about. Let me see. Yes, this happened to me last. What happened to you last year? You mean you got caught up and lost everything? Yeah, it didn't happen to me. It happened to me 5 years ago. Once COVID hit, I had to leave my ex-wife. I left everything. You know what I mean? I lost everything. All my credit cards, all my money, everything was just gone. I couldn't even rent a car. It was so bad. And I built up over the past few years up in Atlanta. Over the past 3 years, I really made some strides, but I think I went too far as far as trying to pull my life back together and try to have some kind of normalcy and be able to live like a normal citizen. And they really have clamped down on everything that I do, everything that I even look on, anything that I might even think about. Like if I watch videos online, like the travel world, I got into the travel stuff over the past few years. Over the past 5 years or so, they just completely killed that. All of the travel spots that guys like me would go to get away from all of the stress and the pressure. We call this the matrix. We would leave here and go to these other places. And I think honestly, guys, this might sound, like, now how you think you're that important, but I really think that once I started, just like with many other things, once I start doing it, once I start enjoying something, they'll change the rules, or they'll destroy something, or they'll close something down. Like a few examples, like the travel stuff. That I got into the travel stuff. I even took a few trips. Now all of a sudden, all of these countries are cracking down on a lot of the people coming in to visit in the country, and they're trying to change stuff up and just completely, change the environment, change the attitudes of the locals. I really believe that these are like CIA games that are being played, because I think it's not just about me. I think that it's about what I represent. If you understand what I'm saying, they look at me as a representation in a TI, and that's the reason why they're able to do it. Me being a TI, it gives them access to all of my information, everything that I do. They can watch everything. All these weird ass hackers, and it's like anything that I like or anything that I might be interested in, it seems like they like to destroy it. They want it to be okay. If he likes it and he's enjoying it, then it's not a good thing. You get what I'm saying? And if you look into the Freemason stuff, with, like I said, the Lewis stone and the stone that the Freemasons rejected, I spoke about that before. Um, like I said, some people say they can see through our eyes. And I know that they're hacking our phones. I know they're monitoring the phone. They watch us. They have surveillance on us everywhere we go. They know what stores we go into, what foods we eat. So anything that I find favorable or enjoyable, or anything that might bring me some kind of joy or peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? They want to destroy. And make sure that it'll leave a nasty taste in my mouth. If it's somebody's social media page that I enjoy, that I might like their stuff, comment, I might get some kind of life out of their energy, they'll do stuff to destroy that person's energy or do something to kind of disrupt that. You know, I heard another TI speak about that before in the past. Like anything that you like or anything that you enjoy, they want that to be destroyed. They don't want you to be focused on anything other than that you're being targeted and persecuted and treated really effed up. They want you focused on your trauma and what they're doing to you at all times. And if you find anything else that you want to focus on to kind of get yourself, your mind out of it, they're going to destroy it. So my biggest mistake is, like I said, being isolated. I do a lot of stuff online. And it's easy for them just to tap right in and see everything that I'm doing. I've gotten better with it, but I got to figure out how to do it. Let me see. I tried to move to Buckhead. Okay, Mkima says I tried to move to Buckhead, Atlanta. Found out the gang stalking was really heavy in Atlanta, so I came to NYC. I mean, you could have just looked at my channel for the past 3 years. I've been in Atlanta since 2022, and you see what I went through. I mean, I went through hell. I went through hell and back in the Atlanta area. But I was able to survive and build, and the reason why is I found I had steady employment. You know what I mean? For the past 2 years, I worked at one particular job, steady work, paid every week, no problems. You know what I mean? The job was perfect because I didn't have coworkers. You know what I mean? I didn't have to get on a computer or a phone to apply at the job. Man, I've applied at so many jobs. I should show you guys. I want to show you guys because I saw another TI do this before, who was going through this stuff months ago or maybe last year, and he had to show you guys that he's applying all these jobs. This is my first time having to do this, but we really apply at 1 million jobs. We just don't get calls because the AI knows when our name goes. They run our resumes through AI nowadays. It's like when our name comes up in the system, it's not favorable. Of course, it's gonna brighten. All right, he's gonna make sure he sits there with the car facing this way for a little bit of extra time. We got 12. We got 10. 22, which is 12 times 2 on the clock. 12 times 2 is 24. I'm under 24-hour surveillance. So I'm over here sitting next to a bunch of Teslas. So these Tesla drivers gang stalk more than anybody. And they got those cameras on the front of, and they got 360 cameras on their, and they got 360 cameras on the car. Look what kind of money they offer me, guys. This is why I don't make any money no more. See that? $4 offer they just sent me. And somebody honks a horn at the same time. That car drove past me at the same time, all because it's 1022. Out of that, you get 24. 12 times 2 is 24. So that's why they sent me this $4 offer. The horn started honking. The person was brightening me and drove past me. So I parked over here next to these Teslas on purpose. I was parked a little bit deeper in the parking lot, but I said, since I'm going live, let me park over here next to these Teslas because they can't help themselves. They'll do a lot of gang stalking activity that you guys will be able to see. All right, but let me not ramble all over the place. But just know, guys, when I'm doing it like this, now these guys are coming because we got 24 on the clock, 24-hour surveillance, 1023. You get 24 out of this, and that's why they're coming right now. I guarantee you that. You didn't see cars moving until these times that I'm telling you. You didn't see anybody driving in front of me, but when these times are on the clock. So, guys, when I am doing these lives and I'm talking to you, and I'm in an area like this, it's going to be heavy gang stalking. So I might have to break from, break from the discussion and try to explain to you the targeting that you're seeing because it's so. You guys know how gang stalking is, and if I don't explain it, for those of you who aren't always here, you might not recognize it right away. So I like to mention, hey, this is what's happening. This is the time that's on the clock, and this is why they're doing this, or this is why they're doing that. And me being parked right here in front of this big Tesla charging area, there's going to be a lot of gang stalking Tesla drivers over here. Usually Tesla drivers are doing a little better in life. They got a little bit of money. They're into technology, so they're a little younger. So these people are prime examples of what you would consider gang stalkers for sure. They'd be more susceptible to it. A lot of times they're younger within their careers, their jobs, all these different things. So they're all gung-ho, or they're easily accessible. They're so, they're so into the world and so into, so it's easy to access them and use them as a conduit. These type of people who drive those Teslas. So I'll sit here for a little bit, and they're definitely part of the establishment. So that's why I'm sitting over here, and I have to break it from my conversation sometimes just to show you guys. I hope you understand that. And remember, this stuff is real and raw. I'm doing my best right now to keep my camera steady and not bounce my camera all around. You know. All right, let me read some more. But yeah, man, Makima, you could have been, you know, you've been looking at my channel for the past 3 years, man. You see what I went through in Atlanta. But I ain't gonna lie, maybe I made it look a little easier than it was because you know I did build up after a while. You know what I mean? But they're right now they've been doing a really good job of this dismantling and tearing everything down. You know what I mean? I had a family member that tried to help, and they just went even harder. You know what I mean? They probably punished her, and she just went right back into targeting me and treat me real messed up again. So, um, and that's what I want to say to any of you out there. Just take that into consideration, guys. Helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful because I think I don't know for sure, but I would assume that they'll probably mess with you a little bit if you're helping me because I mean these people really got it out for me, guys. I see a lot of people talk about gang stalking, and I'm gonna get to the comments in a second. I'm not ignoring anybody, but I hear a lot of people talk about gang stalking, but I mean I just don't really see. I'm not saying it's not happening, but I just don't see it. You know what I mean? I don't see people getting it as bad as I get it, man. These people, like I did 2 deliveries today in this little neighborhood that I'm in, and it shows that it's not real because the 2 that I did were they were just like I hate to say pranks, but they were just set up by the police or whatever because they wanted to have an agenda. So, for instance, they took me to the mall, right? I'm gonna tell you this quick little story, then I'm gonna get to the comments. I'm trying to give you guys a feel for what it's like and what I'm experiencing. That's why you guys are here, so that's why I want to explain it to you. So, for instance, I went to where I went to charge my car. Of course, they had somebody there. Every time I go now, when I first got here, it was never anybody to charge. They were always just empty. Every time I go, I gotta wait like an hour or so for the person to get. So wasting my time, right? Or drive somewhere else. So I gotta sit there and wait for that person to finish every time now. And then I finally get on. I try to start working. They want to send me into the mall. They love to send me into the mall because there's a lot of people in the mall, a lot of gang stalkers, and they can try to do things to humiliate me, right? So they did it today. They brought me into the mall. Very low offer. I said, all right, it's early. I'll do it. I go into the mall. Of course, they got all kind of honey pots set up, and they got the Hispanic girls at the restaurant. Made her say, "Oh, it's gonna be extra 5 to 7 minutes." This is exactly how she said it. It was Hispanic. 5 to 7. That's the backwards 27, guys. All right. He had all the perps sitting around, the handlers seeing how I'm gonna react because they wasted my time. It's a little bit of money. At the end of the day, I came out on top of that situation, but they just wanted to bring me around the mall to show me off, to fling me out in front of everybody, while to see what my reaction and my energy is gonna be. So anyway, I did it. Whatever, boom. Then I did another one. Let me give you a quick example how it's all controlled. I'm not making any money because they can. I think it's the police. I mean, in my opinion, it's the police that's doing this, especially in this area. So they pulled me. They didn't give me another one. A great offer. I took it. What they wanted to do was take me through the highway. They wanted me to get on the highway around here where there's a toll, but you pay for the toll by the plate. They really wanted me to go that. All right, man. Sorry about that, guys. Jeez. Sorry about that. They cut me every now and then. We had a good conversation going. We had a good amount of people in here. Hopefully, it can continue. If you guys can hear me, look what they offered me. By the way, look at this. That's what they just offered me. This is what they offered me to go to work to go pick me to make out here. Hit 27 if I'm back up and live, guys. Targeted people need to stick together. Yeah, if I'm back up, hit 27, man. I'm sorry about that. They cut me. They like cutting me off when I get going like that. Damn, we had it going too, man. All right, good. We back here. We back in action. Sorry about that. Y'all see that $2 offer they just tried to send me? So let's see what I made here tonight. Well, I made $21 so far, but I've been sitting for the past 2 hours doing nothing. All right, man. I'm sorry that they cut me off. All right, I'm gonna get back in here and try to get to these comments that I missed. All right, so hopefully you come back and hit the like button when you guys come in. Sorry about that, guys. It's not gonna happen again. I know what happened there, so it won't happen again. Hopefully not. They love to cut me off when I get it going like that. Let's see. Okay, I hear you. I see you. I see. I'm gonna put you in as a mod if you're still in here, Makina. You're here very consistently. So like I said, you don't come in here doing nothing crazy. So I'm definitely trying to put you on as a mod. Okay, it says Neve 248 says, I'm from the UK, bro. I've given up everything. I had to go to Ukraine. Our government gave me a warning for going after 2 years, bro. Came back to start from scratch. Here I am building life back off the grid. Building life back off the grid. So listen, if you're still in here, man, damn, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't, if you're still in here, Neve, hit 27. But I want to ask you, you said that you are from the UK, but you had to go to Ukraine. All right. My first question is, Ukraine is getting bombed up and burnt and destroyed right now. So are you saying that you left the UK to go to Ukraine currently, and are you saying that you're rebuilding your life in Ukraine? If you're in here, answer that for me. I got some questions for you about that, and I got some questions for you saying you're off the grid. And if you're getting off the grid, I guess going somewhere to Ukraine where the infrastructure is being destroyed. I mean, that would be one way to be off the grid, but it seems like hella dangerous. But I can understand. Yeah, I hate the grid, so I get it. All right, let's see. So targeted by narcs. I think you asked me a question on one of these on one of my you had a question. Let me know if I didn't answer your question or not, but I don't know if I did. I know I saw it, but I was doing a lot today, and I was answering people through the YouTube studio, but I don't remember. But let me know. It says, I've been trying to start a StreamYard on Sunday night so the other real TIs can network and talk solutions. I'd be interested in that, but gatekeepers are gunning for me. They are actually gang stalking. Yeah. The people who with big platforms who you see a lot and posting a lot and they got like thousands of subscribers. Those guys are perping. Most of the people that are pretty popular that I've come across that are popular within the gang stalking targeted community are perping, and I've heard a lot of bad things about some of the organizations as well. So, I kind of I believe it. You know what I mean? Because I get targeted. I get targeted by so many different entities that I believe it. I bet my audio was horrible. I bet the audio was horrible just now the way I had my Bluetooth in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm flustered. I've been going through a whole lot of crap out here. I'm not making no money. Luckily, I've been getting, like I said, held up. From the community, the the targeted individual community. If it wasn't for you guys and these little bit of pennies that I do make here and there, but it's really I'm not make anything out here, guys. Like I said, I had a couple interviews this week. Let's see how things go. But if it wasn't for y'all, man, I don't know what I would do. So I keep on saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And the last time something this pretty bad happened to me a few years back in 2023, you guys looked out for me pretty good back then as well. So what you just said there, targeted by narcs. If you're still here, I'm interested in getting together like that on Sundays or whatever we need to do. Pick a day and do a stream yard and we can discuss it. But we got to make sure we get the right people in there. Like I said, most of the people that are kind of popular, that have platforms, especially if they're being monetized and they're making ad money, they're probably not gonna be legitimate like that. But we'll talk about it and we'll see. Because sometimes we gotta be able to deal with people who we might not even agree with like that. Hey guys, do me a favor. We got 34 people in the room. Hit the like button for me. I got 8 likes. I'm just sitting here again. I'm making no money. You guys know how it's been since I've been in Florida. I used to talk about this in Georgia and Atlanta as well, but it wasn't this severe. I didn't think anything could be worse than it was in Atlanta. So now I realize that it's not really about the region of where I am. It's about the system. The fact that I'm using anything cyber, anything on the internet, I'm being targeted that way. So they're going to suppress the hell out of me. They don't like what I did over the past few years, building myself up, working a job that they couldn't penetrate my job the way they wanted. They were trying hard, but they couldn't penetrate it. They couldn't do anything with that. So now that I'm more vulnerable, what I'm saying? I'm out here now. I'm using their technology. This is what they wanted for years too. For years they were trying to push me back out to the gig app stuff so they could do what they're doing now. They probably want to show me their new capabilities to really suppress you out and make you have no money, make you lose everything. So that's what's happening to me right now, man. I mean, I'm losing everything.
So, but I've been here before. You know what I mean? I feel good. I still feel healthy and strong, and I'll build up. I'll build up again, and it's just what we got to go through as TIs. I thought that I was going to be on my way. I thought I was starting to, get some progress in life, but I mean, it's a whole lot of people and a whole lot of resources and a whole lot of money to be trying to battle all by yourself against. And then it's like cowards. You can't even see them. You don't know who you're fighting. So, and then it's well funded. The government, it's just it's insurmountable. So we can try as hard as we can, but without sticking together, man, we definitely are gonna fall. All right, let me see. Glad that it's still up and running. All right, let me see what we got going on here. If you're still in here, Creamy Potato says, "Big up from the UK." A lot of UK in the house tonight. My UK brethren. If y'all didn't know that, I'm about 10% English. I did my DNA. I show it to you guys right now. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I'm 10%. I'm about 10%. Or 8%. Oh, let's see how low this one is. How low can you go? Oh, how low can you go? Let's see how low this one's gonna be, guys. Oh, $5. $5. What do you think, guys? Should I take this? Should I take this $5? I'll take it just to show you guys some gang stalking. How about that? I'll accept this one. It's only 2 miles. I usually wouldn't do that, but I'll do it for you guys. And so I'm not just sitting here. And I'm already in front of the restaurant anyway, so I ain't got to drive nowhere to get it. I'm already here, so I'm just gonna say that I've arrived. Let me see what time it'll be ready. Give me a second, guys. How low can you go? Hey, how low can you go? Then they like to insult us by saying something like this: "Make the delivery count." This customer tends to give higher tips. They don't give. It never happens. Now I'm not gonna front. This dude, this white guy gave me a pretty decent. Gave me a tip the other day. It was kind of rare. All right, let me see what time this will be ready. And I'll show you guys some games talk, and I go pick it up, see what they got for me. All right, it's supposed to be ready in a few minutes. At 10:42, of course, we got the 42 in there, and I'm sure it's a quick trip, so I'll do it. Just take you guys with me. I don't want to just sit here, and I'm asking for donations and stuff, and if they give me something that's halfway, it's not even halfway decent, but it's better than just sitting here, right? Let me try to do something. All right, let me see. Even though I'm not just sitting here, I'm talking to the most important people there are the TIs, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, but UK, man, I was just saying, let me show you guys real quick before I get into the comments real fast. That my ancestry DNA, I did it years ago, a few years ago, but I still have it in my phone. The most recent breakdown. I'm 10% European. Well, it says like 8% English, and then like I got a little bit of Southern Italy, and then um, Cromwell, something like that. It's over near that area, like Ireland or something like that. Let me show you guys my little breakdown. You guys don't want to see that. Let me read these comments. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't feel like looking for it. But let me see. Marcus Valentine says, "Hi, welcome in, Marcus. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, checking us out. I hope you hit the like button." Let's see. There's some mimicry right there. Mimicry. That's mimicry. I have on a hoodie, very just like that right there. That's mimicry. And the time on the clock. Yep. I ain't gonna waste my time with that particular time. Let's see. Crypto. I need to get into some crypto. Crypto Shinobi. What a name. It says, "Why would they gang stalk you?" If you're, are you still in here? It's just we live in a sick society, man. We got this technology, and people are able to do these kind of things to people nowadays for frivolous reasons, jealousy, envy, um, just backstabbing. People are mentally ill, and they want to see you suffer. Some people, they can't just be jealous of you. They're jealous. They got to have action, and they want to see you suffer. They want to see you go through pain. They want to see you lose things, and that's what they want. So I don't know, man. I wish I could tell you. There's many reasons, and when you're in this program, they try to make it seem like there's so many different reasons why you're being gang stalked too. You know what I mean? Like lately with me, um, usually they would, damn, somebody just walk past smoking some strong ass weed. Sometimes you can smell it and really smell that that's some real deal right there. That's not that fugazi stuff that I be getting from the store, or that smell came from Jamaica. Damn. Okay. I ain't messing with it though. The sheriff's department out here, they got it out for me. They sent me down the turnpike where you got to have your tags flashed. You know, you don't pay the tolls now. You pay by the tag. They sent me on a long trip out to the hood. I'm nowhere near the hood where I am right now. I was out here, so they sent me to pick up a delivery. A great offer, but it took me out to the hood, and it took me out to my old neighborhood that I moved in. One of the neighborhoods I lived in when I was living out here back in the day with my ex-wife. We were forced to live in the hood for a few months, and it turned out to be the most deadly hood in this area. All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. Before I ride, let me ride over here and pick this up. There's no money in it, so I shouldn't even be rushing. But I'm trying to get my ratings up on this app so I can start making some money because they're shutting me out, guys. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm moving slow on getting to the comments. They're moving fast. Okay. It says yes, but I was in Los Angeles and the stalking was really bad. You notice how every time these big cities you're going to, as TIs, man, we all need to get together as TIs. We need to get together and build our own little neighborhood, or out somewhere more of a rural area. And when people do that right there, they get called cults. You know what I mean? It's funny to think about these Teslas. I remember doing a video over here years ago showing you these Teslas like this, and there was one in here that was so beat up and slammed up. But yeah, I should be over here years ago making some money out here. All these Teslas, all those are cameras, all them surveillance cameras on these cars, man. All right, here's my big FBI intimidation pickup truck with the tinted windows. The FBI right before I pull up to my location, letting me know that they see me over here making my little $5 and they don't like it. They see me over here getting my $5 and they hate it. All right, let me show you guys how they like to do it when I walk in. So I'm gonna walk in. They might try to be cool because I got the live going. I'll get to the comments, but you guys, I'm on a move now. But you know what? They've always had they've always had a little bit of gang stalking for me whenever I would come over here and pick something up. Especially after right now, I just sat there for about 2 hours. Shit, maybe even at least 2 hours. I sat around just now in the parking lot, and they finally were nice enough to chuck me a $5 bill to go pick up and jump on the streets and risk my life driving out here in the dark on the road for $5. They're allowed to do this to people in the United States of America. So I'm gonna go get this little $5, guys, just for y'all, so you guys can see some little bit of gang stalking and stuff when I walk in here. Oh damn, my battery is so low. All right, guys, this is what I'm gonna have to do. This battery is so low. If I pull it off the charger, it's gonna die. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna go pick this up real quick. I'm gonna put the phone down and leave it in here on the charger. You guys talk amongst each other for a minute, okay? But I gotta run. I gotta run in here. I don't want to take it off the charger because it's gonna die. I didn't use my supercharger. I put my regular one in, and I don't want the battery to die out. So I'm gonna run in here. I'm gonna grab this, and I'll be back live. All right. Hope you guys don't mind. It's only a two. It's a 2 mile pickup. I mean, a 2 mile drop off. So it's gonna be quick. Unless they got some drama for me to try to hold me up on purpose. But other than that, it's gonna be quick. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this out the store real quick. I can't take you guys. Well, you know what? I got another phone here. Let me see if this one is gonna let me do it. I got another phone. Let's see if it's still gonna show me as live. If this one allows me to do it on a live, I'll take this phone. I got a few other accounts logged into this gang stalking one. So um, if it allows me to do it like that, I'll just pick the live up on this other phone, and then let me see. I'll take you guys with me. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's already. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to. It seems like it might be trying to start a new one. I don't know. Let me see what's happening. I'm trying to do another one here. Let's see. I'm trying to see what it's going to do. Nope, it started a brand new one. If you guys are still here, hit 27. I don't know if it ended this one or not. I'm gonna stroll down to the bottom and see if you guys hit 27. Um, but because I tried to do it, that's a lot of comments. Damn, guys, that's a lot of comments. I'm sorry. All right, just give me a second. Okay, I hit 27. Thanks, Sharita. All right, look, guys, I'm gonna run in here and grab this little $5 order real quick, and I'll be right back. I can't log on to a different phone. It's not allowing me to do that. So we'll put this down for a minute, and I'll be right back. All right, peace. What's the name on this joint? Uh, yeah, Rachel. Shit, I got another one though, so I use that one. All right, guys, I'm back. I got my insulting order. I got my insulting order here. Now I'm gonna go drop it off. It's like 2 miles away. All right. So if you guys stayed in here, all right, I see the numbers are still up. All right, well, I'm gonna get to the comments after this. I'm not gonna ramble on after this. I'm gonna get to the comments and interact with you guys. Uh, all right, let's go drop this off, guys. All right. And then I gotta stop. Look, I gotta verify items. I gotta do all these different things, guys. Look, we gotta click on stuff. $5. Remember, it's $5. $5. Now look, now I gotta take a picture of it. I gotta do all of these things, guys. Look at all this you gotta do. $5. Now they never used to. It was never this bad in the past. You know what I mean? But this is the new reality. Like I said, guys. I mean, I applied that. I mean, I had 2 interviews this week, so hopefully one of those jobs are paying out. But right now, I'm still pretty much just depending on this ride, the delivery app right now. I've been out here now for almost 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks coming up soon, and I'm making no money. They're making sure to try to keep me poor and impoverished as much as possible. I'm losing everything. I've already I lost my most important bank account today. Imagine that. Yeah. I never in a million years would have imagined where I was just a few months ago to a point where I'm losing all my bank accounts. My credit cards are all overdue and maxed out, and everything is just bad. You know, I know it sounds like, oh, credit cards or bank accounts. Shit, I'm in a trailer eating pork and beans and hot dogs. It's all about progression. You know what I mean? All right. So look, guys, this is gonna be a 7 minute trip, and then I'll be done with this crap. Let me see. I'm gonna stay out here for until about 12, and then I'll probably go hit the big city tonight and try to do like a 12 o'clock until I get tired kind of vibe. But I'm making. I can't even believe I'm taking this one that I'm taking right here because I made no money. But this is what they've done to us, you know. It's a new slavery. All right, so I'm gonna get to these comments. Just don't talk amongst each other. Oh damn. Let's see. I bet you she won't even tip. That's one thing I'll say is I think now they got the new rule where, well, they got this new thing where they do tips after the fact. So maybe it will be a tip on here where it'll go up a little bit, but you know, I doubt it. With me, it usually is what it is. With the amount that if I say it's gonna be $5, that's what they give it. $5. They want me to feel ripped off. They want me to feel lousy. They want you broke. Not only do they want you broke and messed up, they want you to feel bad too. That's the sad part about it. Not only do they want you broke and don't have anything, and you can't really you know move and groove. Not only do they want that for you, they want you to feel bad and demoralized. This has to be some demonic spirited AI programmed by some demonic spirits, man. Because this joint it does everything it can. Look, I always show you guys this too, right? Shady always got the lane for me, one lane for me, so I could be in the front. See all these cars? They could have chose to be over here. They always got this one lane for me to be in the front, so I could be on the cameras. All of these, there's cameras at all of these stop. you know, when you're living in these more larger areas, metropolitan areas, and big cities, there's cameras at all of them. I always tell you guys that, and I've been showing you that over and over again. They always like for me to be at the front of the line, everywhere, all the time. It happens in every state, everywhere I go. You saw that car just had to you saw that car drove out, sped out. They do that all the time. When I'm coming down, they'll come out, speed up next to me. Look at them. They'll speed up next to me, drive super aggressive. It's probably a BMW. Yep, BMW. They've been attacking me with BMWs and Mercedes Benzes. This shit is sick down here, but down here too, just can't make no money no more, man. It's a wrap. I can't wait. I can't wait to throw this damn app in the trash. Delete it off of my phone. I deleted it for a couple years. I stopped doing it, and I was working for a while, but I started going back to it just to add a little extra money, and it was okay. But now that I'm dependent on it, they'll take a full advantage, and they're making sure I'm broke. You see, I'm in the front of the line again. You see all these cars behind me. You see, I'm right in the front as usual. They always make sure I'm up in the front. I gotta be up on display. I gotta be up on the forefront, right? The targeted. I'm the target. I'm the sacrifice. I gotta be up in the front. So if anybody does have a drunk driving incident, someone speeding, I'm in the front. I'm gonna get hit first. They can see me on the camera. Everybody can flash their lights on me as well. So that's all part of it. I got to be up in the front of the line every single time, and that shows you how much control they have over the traffic. See how I get every light. So instead of me just being able to drive through and keep going, I got to be right here. They're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop they're gonna give me a red light, and I got to be up in the front, so everybody can flash lights on me. Everybody behind me, I can feel like the pressure. Cars behind me, cars in front of me, flashing lights. All that shit. Every time I'm in the front of the line, guys. Did this happen to anybody else? They started doing this to me probably about 2 years ago. I started noticing them doing this back in Atlanta, and then anywhere else that I go, they do it. I was up in D.C. when I visited home, trying to go back and protect my family a few weeks ago. I got kicked in the ass for that, but it is what it is. Um, they were doing the same thing as I was driving around. They were really driving bad. I've been like in the D.C., Baltimore area. They were driving terrible when I got there. I'm like, damn, this is where I'm from. Is this the way the people drive where I'm from, or are they doing this to me because I'm a TI now? You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to tell. I haven't been home in so long, and they were just driving crazy around. I couldn't believe that. I don't remember that when I was there in the past, so it has to be because I'm a TI now, and they got a lot of well trained perps up that way. Believe me, coming from the DC area, it's a lot of people in here, guys. I'm sorry not reading. Let me catch some comments down here at the bottom real quick. It's really bad. It says it's really bad in the DMV. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Artwork. It's terrible in the DMV. I went home to visit. That was my first time going home to visit since 2020. I left in 2021 and never went back. They were gang stalking heavy up there, and you know why? You got the Pentagon, you got the NSA, the White House, Chapel Hill. I mean Cherry Hill. All the government, everything is there in DC. All the contractors, and that's where I come from. My family, they're all lifelong government employees. We're talking 25, 30 years since the 80s and all that. My family's been there forever in the government, and they're all military, Marines. I mentioned this many times to you guys. So my stuff is all jacked up. My family, their minds are gone. Government employees and military, Marines, people, their minds are gone. My sister is married to a Marine, ex-Marine. He got mental issues, medication, and all that. When I went back home a few weeks ago, man, it was like a goddamn. It was just shocking and depressing. And I feel like if I would have been around, I could have done more. It just seems like they do this stuff to take the good one out, because I think that if I would have been around the family, been able to be around my nieces and everybody, everything would have been different than what it is. And it seems like the program, I don't know, maybe I'm being ignorant. Always somebody behind me when I'm going to my delivery too. They try to put pressure on me to make me feel rushed, and they're behind, so pressed to be behind me. See that? All that road to go.